How we going? Just give me a second. I have to wipe the screen, the camera. But I also want to sit in the car like that, and I feel I need to explain myself a little bit. How's it going? Wow. I can't believe it. So the Super Pro 81, couple of videos up, however far up it is. That was the first time I'd ever used a Super Pro 81, and I own the saw. So that's my Shelby, so to speak. Someone's re-sprayed it with a pressure pack can, didn't use primer, just painted it straight onto the bare metal. And I've used the side cover on it. This is it right here, I believe. Off it. Yes. See how just from running it in that previous, it didn't have this side cover on it. So I've used this side cover on something just to basically do a first start and tune in the backyard, and the paint's burnt, and if you try to clean it, it just flakes straight off. But now I'm going to have to use that saw again to do a comparison, because we only used an 18-inch bar and chain on that saw, Darcy and myself, in the previous videos, or video. So the previous cutting day of that, when that video was filmed, well, the whole time we used it's actually on camera. So I'm going to have to, I've got to bar it up, 24 inch, that same bar and chain. That's a skip tooth. That's a skip tooth full chisel, by the way. I don't know if that makes any difference. That's cutting fast enough. So, yeah, what I need to explain myself is I've never run a Super Pro 81 prior to the previous video further up in the channel, because you see our reactions, Darcy and myself. You see the reaction in the video, kind of speaks for itself. That's a 18-inch across log, stringy bark, Aussie hardwood. It might actually be 20. How much of the bar was sticking out? Yeah, it's about a 20-inch log. I'll have to watch it back, because I'm still in sort of shock. Like, I won't know until I get it in that 24-inch log over there, like the other half of the tree. It's all the same timber. As I keep saying, the bark is very fibrous. Once it actually dulls the chain down, the more and more you cut through the bark. So you want to remove the bark, and it also gets in the rails and plugs up the rails and etc. So yeah, I'm gobsmacked. The chain's not the best, but it's on that saw, it actually suits that saw, I reckon. Anyhow, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 more saws to run. The ported 04 one with the pipe. I have a 25-inch bar here, like I had in the lives, and I've got an 18 with me as well. I've got the 2 05 ones I can run my one first, then I have to swap the starter and the clutch covers over before I can run Darcy's. And Darcy's one's with the pipe. The muffler's rusted out, but it's the pipe with the baffle at the end of it. And I brought the 661 for some fun, depending on what the time is and how I'm going. And I think it's actually starting to rain. Nope, that's the water on my head. So I'm going to do another shootout, I think, later on over in that section. But I want to get my 051 a run now. And then it's basically playtime. Back in a jiffy. Thanks for watching. This is hectic. Welcome back. 051. If you have been following the channel, I haven't really filmed any of it, but I've put the shorts up when I finished the saw. So this saw is a combination of a TS 510 and obviously, so this saw was a TS 510, I should say. Also, from John Power's house, all these, you had a whole IBC, you know, the 1,000 litre pods with the lid cut off full of Stihl parts. I grabbed every TS 510, TS 750, 760, 051, 075, 076 bits I could find. It only has the inner spike because this has the 076 style clutch, you know, the one that you push on it and it disengages like it's a chain brake clutch. I don't have any. The chain brake clutch covers in Australia are very rare. You can still buy them brand new, but they're like $350, $400, some ridiculous price. This is the original top cover off my 051 from the video further up, on the same log, but I'd had a different bar and chain, and the chain was about 50%. It wasn't 100%. I just made a little video to show you guys. I've got an 051. It does run. Sort of revved it, stuck it in the log, and it didn't do much. So I shut it off, and that was the end of the video. So it is an 050 style muffler. This was what was on this concrete saw. The carb, I haven't put a kit in it at all. This saw was in the last couple of live feeds, idling on the ground. This is the clutch cover off my red top 051. It did have a flag. I had to remove it. I did put it in that video last night. I had to remove it to get the full cutting length. So it's a throw together saw from bits from the concrete and the chainsaw and whatnot. 051 starter. Why I say that is because I have a starter at home from a TS 510, but it's the big tank. So the 076 style, it's probably a TS 750, 760 starter, but it will end up on this saw eventually if it fits with the handlebar and whatnot. All the 051s I have at home are bent. On the handlebar is bent from here, from getting it pinched. This, I dare say, this This handlebar was on a concrete saw because there's concrete dust down there, so they've got it stuck or something in the concrete or asphalt, whatever they were cutting. A MS660 or an 066 fuel cap actually works as an oil cap. That was in the tank when I assembled this saw. Now, what have I done? I've lightened the piston and opened up the windows in the piston. I believe I've port matched the exhaust and the intake to the gaskets, the blocks. The muffler flange, I've opened it up to match the port as much as I can do without grinding back the welds, and that's it. So it might need a tune. I just had to tune it now to warm it up, because the altitude, I'm higher here than what I am at home. I'm about 50 or 100 metres above sea level. Out here it's about 500 or 600 metres, I think, something like that. So I'm further up. I had to give it more fuel out here than what I had to do at home. 21-inch sprocket nose, 404 full chisel, brand spanking new bar and chain. Darcy has the same. I bought Darcy the same bar, but we just got to get another chain, because the deal was I got 2 bars and 1 chain. He only had 1 chain, the guy I bought him off. It's a Jack Max bar, which is basically Z Max or whatever it is, and all that other stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I did buy it for racing purposes, but it's a sprocket nose. I do have original hard nose bars at home, but I find I wanted to see how the sprocket nose went speed wise and whatnot. So let's get into it, otherwise I could talk all day. I've lost the pull cord. It started eating it up, so I won't be able to test Darcy's today. a beast. Come back with impressions. How's it going? What'd you think? I have another wow moment. That's the first time I've really run an 051. I own 4 of them. The ones you have seen on the channel, the red top I've done a solid day's work on it and realised I stuffed up. I've since fixed that problem while I was building these 2 ported 051s for toys for me and Reese. My original orange top that had when I got it, had the 050 type muffler on it, same as that one there. I did cut with it with a 25-inch bar and chain cutting red box, which is hard, very hard as concrete, Aussie hardwood. With a 25-inch, I didn't really use it much because the muffler rattled loose. So I fixed that, and then something else happened the next day. So that is the most cutting I've done with an 051 to date in 39 years I've been alive. So there's another knot, as you can see if you've seen it in the footage on the log. You can see there's another core down the bottom. There's another log in there, like there's a knot that runs that way, not through the stump, along the stump, or the trunk, so to speak. Sorry if I'm not being rude. I'm just, in the moment, excited. That was hectic. I can't wait to watch the footage back. She ran out of fuel, if you wondered why I went off screen. There was no fuel in the tank, so I had to quickly get some in there. She ate the starter rope. I put a brand new rope in it yesterday. When you tension it, it flings back, but when you pull on it, it flings back and then it goes really slow. So I'd say when I started it and I let it go, it's gone off the pulley and the starter cup's eaten it, basically. But there's no brand new seals, no nothing. The only thing that's brand new on the saw is the spark plug. And I think I cut a whole heap of brand new intake gaskets. Yeah, I did. So that's all that's brand new on the saw. The oil pump was intact when it was a concrete saw. They just put like a worm spacer on it, on the concrete saws. So you just take the spacer out and put an actual worm gear on it, and then it activates the oil pump. Both saws had oil pumps in them. Darcy's saw, unfortunately, I can't run it today. It has a brand new brand new spur sprocket. Sorry if I was yelling. That had the V pulley sort of pressed over the sprocket. So the V pulley was on the outside, not where the actual chain rides. So that's a brand new 404. Like I say, brand new. It hasn't had a chain on it ever, but it was a concrete saw. So that had a different setup to this one. This one was possibly a chainsaw before, but I'm pretty sure there's concrete dust on the crankcase somewhere. Hectic. So all I really got to run now is the ported 041. I can't run Reese's. Darcy's 051 because she ate the rope. But I can get out to test any time during the day. So I've got the 24-inch saws, 575 DAS, Super Pro 81. I can put a 25 on the ported 041. I just want to do a couple of cuts in this smaller log first. And maybe I could stick the 661 in that, in both. Then, depending on the time, I did check the time last time, it was 20 to 10. I plan to stay out till midday. If I finish earlier, I'll go to where there's service and I'll do a live stream. See who pops in. I know Darcy will. I told him I was going to go live today probably. Excuse me. I do have another McCulloch bar there. I think it's a 20 or a 22. 22 looking at it. It's got seems like a fairly sharp chain. But I'm fairly confident I've got on film what I wanted to get on film, except for a couple others. So I do have an 18-inch. I might take the 18-inch off. I've got another 18-inch there, but it's a semi-chisel chain. There's a full chisel on the MS380 that I can whack onto the ported 041 just to see how it'll go on small timber with a small bar. Well, that's technically small timber. 18 inches is, that's big in the, like, it's big here, but only if you want to split for firewood. But it's a good test log. I might do that now. Then I can do a couple of cuts in the torture test. I'll see if the Super 1010 will fire back up and maybe do a cut in that log over there with it. But as far as play time, I don't think I'll get any. I just had a fair bit of a play on the 051. The 051 was the had to test today, and the Super Pro 81, but I want to stick it in that 24-inch over there, like the big torture test log. Anyhow, I'll quit babbling and I'll get organised and get into it. Hooroo. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy the rest.